A ghost story. But today's story will probably make you emotional instead of scaring you. Must listen till the end. If you like our stories, then please like our video. Subscribe this channel. And be sure to give your opinion by commenting. Thanks for watching. When I finally bought and moved into my own house at the border between town and country, I was ecstatic. Being a single woman without children and successful in my work set me apart from my neighbors, but I was happy. I was 35 and having a blast setting up house, decorating and buying furniture to make my nest complete. Haunted stories had never held any water for me, and they were far from my mind as I went about creating a home. After 3 weeks in the house, I started to feel like I was being watched and heard childish giggles now and then. The house was built in the 1930s, so I attributed the noises to old pipes, the woodwork, and other typical house noises. One night, I was doing the dishes when I felt the hairs on the back of my neck prick up and the temperature drop. When I looked up, I saw a reflection of a little girl in the window. I slowly turned around, but she wasn't there. I quickly turned back to the window and saw her there again, disheveled with messy hair and wearing a dirty dress. My blood froze when I heard her chilling, high-pitched voice calling out, "Mommy." Then she disappeared. I had to go and investigate, searching through every room and every cupboard, but she was nowhere to be found. Somehow I knew that the ghost girl was watching me. From that day forward, I began to see her every night, reflected in windows, mirrors and other shiny surfaces. I often heard her calling, "Mommy," and felt her presence close by, to the point where I didn't want to come home. 2 months after the first appearance, I was fed up and decided to get a medium to come and help me. I usually balk at the idea of psychics and the supernatural, but I knew that I had already entered that spooky world. When she turned up, we had a cup of coffee and talked about the history of the house, which she had researched. She told me that apart from families who'd lived there without incident, there was a story of note that could relate. Apparently there was a family several decades prior, who were strictly religious and had suddenly disappeared. All she could find out was that their disappearance was suspicious, after their youngest daughter passed away. This fact sent a chill down my spine, but I was glad that I hadn't told the medium the specifics of my haunting. These stories were now a part of my world. We began the tour of the house, and it wasn't long before she sensed the presence of a young, female spirit. She advised, "I get the feeling that she wants to appear for you, but she's afraid that you won't accept her." Standing at the window in my bedroom shaking with fear, I finally agreed. Then I saw a white mist in front of my closet. I could make out a small figure, but it was hard to know for sure. I froze when I thought I heard her ask, "Mommy?" I shook my head and replied, "I'm not your mommy, but I'd like to be your friend." My voice quavered as I wondered what I was doing. The medium told me that she had a feeling that the girl had been severely abused. This broke my heart, and I found myself holding my arms out to her with tears rolling down my cheeks. The medium and I gasped when the mist flowed over and washed over me. She felt so real. At first, she was icy cold, but soon she was warm and turned into a shimmering beam of light, before ascending. I knew that she was gone, and I looked at the medium in shock. She said, "It's fine. She's gone to the light." I couldn't stop crying. Suddenly I was sad to see her go, but I was happy to have helped her escape the darkness. Thanks to her, I changed my mind and eventually had a little girl of my own,